Hello and welcome back to some more Talos Principle 2. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a long while anyway. So yeah, the DLC came out also like a while ago. And I bought it not when it came out, but that also has been a while now. And yeah, there are 3 like extra chapters here. There's Orpheus Ascending, Isle of the Blessed, and Into the Abyss, which I'm guessing we're just gonna play in that order. So we're starting with Orpheus Ascending, which apparently takes our brain for a ride through the laser grid and explore the philosophy of love, death, and resurrection with Hypatia and Sarabai. Sarabai? I have no idea. The classic laser mechanics of the series are pushed to the limit in unexpected ways, testing your ability to think differently. That's gonna be tough. That is going to be tough. And I think that the difficulty is supposed to be pretty high, at least for chapters 1 and 3, I guess. If a thing loves, it is infinite, says William Blake. And I do like some William Blake. The difficulty has kind of like deterred me, to be honest. I've not been feeling confident in my difficult puzzle solving brain, I guess. For no reason, I don't know. And then like the moment kind of passed and now we're here and we're back. And I hope I'm not gonna regret this. I don't think I will though. We'll get things done.
Alright, I think that's it. The new body's ready for the transfer. How's the reassembly algorithm?
Done.
Well then, somebody just needs to go in there and disentangle the data. Ah, and here comes our expert.
I'm the expert.
Thank you for agreeing to this one, Kay. Perhaps together we can right an old wrong.
Perhaps.
When I was lost in my own grief, I spent a lot of time thinking about Hypatia and Sarabai. How they found each other, how they lost each other, and how beautiful it would be if we could reunite them. For the longest time, it was only a daydream, but not anymore. In the myth of Orpheus, the ancient bard descends into the underworld to bring back his beloved wife, who died in a tragic accident. With the power of his music, he convinces Hades and Persephone to free her. But he is told that she must walk behind him,
and
he must not look back at her until they have left the underworld. And so, of course, in every version of the myth, he looks back. Because he doesn't trust the gods, or because he is an imperfect man, or because he simply forgets. And death is triumphant once again. We've accepted that triumph for a long time, because we had to, because what else could we do? But the world changes, and we are not the frightened, powerless creatures we once were. Perhaps it's time to say, enough. And let Orpheus complete his ascent.
Sure. I don't know how to say the name of his beloved though in English. Eurydice, maybe? I don't know. You kind of make up your own rules for pronouncing names.
You will have to collect all of Sarabai's data fragments so that we can reconstruct her personality.
That makes sense.
I'll monitor you from here, just like last time.
Good luck, kiddo.
Thanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Welcome to the internal messaging system version 0.4 user Sarabai. Sarabai? I don't know what he said anymore. You have 3 unread messages. Cannot access, not goodbye, cannot access. Well, I guess we'll open not goodbye then. To Hypatia. Which, okay, sure. That's how you decided to say that one. To Sarabai. Sarabai. Not goodbye. I don't know what this is. I don't know why I'm writing this. In all likelihood, you can't even read this, because so little of your consciousness is left, and what's left of your battery is dying. They say it's impossible to recover you, and the backups were all destroyed. I wish we'd backed ourselves up in New Jerusalem before we left, but space was so limited, and we would have had to wait so long. Except of course, it's nothing compared to the empty years that stretch before me now. I don't have the words to express what you mean to me. I try to sum it up, all up, to say something elegant and beautiful and perfect, and I can't. Maybe it can't be said, maybe it only exists as days and years lived together, a sequence of moments bound together like a string of lights, defying the darkness of the sky. I don't know. All I know is that this is not goodbye. It may be the end of you, of us, of who I was, but I will not say goodbye. Love you forever. Hypatia. Right. Let's go reconstruct some... We'll grab some personality fragments to reconstruct a person. Sure. Why wouldn't we do that? It's a noble thing to be doing. There's no greater joy than discovering something that you had never imagined. In that moment, you understand that the world is better than it seems. I like that. Yield. I will not yield. I don't remember how anything works though. Right, so we can't take things through this purple field. The inverter inverts the color of the laser. We have a red laser hitting this thing and this thing. And we need a blue laser hitting this thing. And we open this up and we grab the fragment on the mortar here. Okay. Do I need this? What does this do? And this turns off, what happens? It feels like nothing happens. And yeah, so we can grab red from here and then put blue there. But if you do this, you know, the laser hits the laser, and that's no good. And we can't really do anything like this either. What I can do is like stand here to open this. But it's a bit far away to get to the gate. So what can I do that's different? There's no carrying this in. Because, you know, it's gonna make me drop it here. And there's no like, there's no angle that changes anything here. But this does it, right? Because I can aim at this and then I hit that. Right. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Because I've seen that instantly too. Neat. Got a fragment.
When I was born, the first thing I felt was that I was alone. Not that I was lonely, but that I was separate. Singular. There was the world, and there was myself. A contained entity.
Yeah.
And this sense of separation, of a distinct self, was delightful. Individuality itself was a source of constant joy and wonder. What could be more incredible than to be able to say, I am?
We have the first fragment. Everything's looking good on our end.
Cogito ergo sum. Crossing the river. Okay. We have red. This needs to be blue. This has to stay on this side. Can't go through the field, the force field there, of course. So we have to take this, and then we have to aim it somewhere. And I have to, like, if I aim at all of these, what does that look like? We get to intercept 2 of them, but not 3 of them. But if I also aim at this one... So far, so good. Music's a little loud. I want to back off a little bit on that.
As I grew, I realized that the more I developed this sense of self, the more enjoyable it became simply to exist. It wasn't selflessness that improved existence, but refinement of the self. When the ancients said that ego is something to set aside, they got it all wrong. Ego is something to nourish and shape. A work of art.
To an extent.
The reconstruction's working. Keep going, 1K.
I mean, I'm not gonna stop here. Sequence. Right, we have a pressure plate that opens a gate. We have this connector in here. You can definitely not. Yeah, we can't bring it out. No. So we'll have to like stand on the pressure plate or put something else on it. But I don't think I can bring anything else here because there are like proper force fields everywhere. What are you again? Oh, you accumulate. We hit you with a color and then you take that color and then we send it out again. Man, it's so long ago. It's so long ago. So we want you to be red, but there's a blue in the way. Okay, so we need to. We definitely need to take red here, and we definitely need to intercept this blue signal with this, I guess. But if I do this now, this is fine. Yeah, okay. I mean, this is easier than the first one, I feel like. But okay, it's fine.
My insights into the value of the self were genuine, I think. But of course, I was completely inexperienced.
Yeah.
In fact, in many ways, I was like a human child. So I began to resent everything that intruded on that sense of self. My social obligations to the others, the leadership of Athena and Cornelius, even the obvious limitations imposed on us by our situation. Why did I have to exist in this particular historical moment?
I feel that.
Saddled with the task of reconstructing civilization.
Not the second part, the first one though. Critical error. Our system's compromised. Oh, I feel that too. Let's recover peace, sure. What's the TTP file? An Ethical Philosophy of Life by Felix Adler. Or Felix Adler, perhaps. Depends on if he's German or not. User highlighted it. Or like German, like from a German-speaking country, anyway. User highlighted, it is upon those we love that we must anchor ourselves spiritually in the last moments. The sense of interconnectedness with them stands out vividly by way of contrast at the very moment when our mortal connection with them is about to be dissolved. And the intertwining of our life with theirs, the living in the life that is in them, is but a part of our living and the infinite manifold of the spiritual life. The thought of this, as apprehended, not in terms of knowledge, but in immediate experience, begets the peace that passeth understanding. It is upon the bosom of that peace that we can pass safely out of the realm of time and space. What about God, then? First series essays first series by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Thus are we put in training for love which knows no sex, nor person, nor partiality, but which seeks virtue and wisdom everywhere. To the end of increasing virtue and wisdom, we are by nature observers, and thereby learners. That is our permanent state, but we are often made to feel that our affections are but tents of a night. Though slowly and with pain, the objects of the affections change as the objects of thought do. There are moments when the affections rule and absorb the man and make his happiness dependent on a person or persons, but in health the mind is presently seen again. Its overarching wart, bright with galaxies of immutable lights, and the warm loves and fears that swept over us as clouds, must lose their finite character and blend with God to attain their own perfection. Alright. Okay, we are by nature observers and thereby learners. I do agree with that, I think. No, I do. You're often made to feel that our affections are but tents of a night. Though slowly and with pain, the objects of the affections change, as the objects of thoughts do. How about eternity? I mean, that's a very German sounding name, Erkenward, but it could be, you know, people move. Could be, so it could be Theo Erkenward or Theo Erkenward. Who knows? In what sense am I a Christian then, if I care so little for dogma? In the sense that in everything that I do and think, I follow the revelation of Jesus Christ, that the greatest of all things is love. Love is the nature of God, and so equally the nature of that which was created in his image. This I have learned for the revelation that is daily life, for toil and misery and strife, and that infinite power which brings relief and joy. Thus I reject those who believe that the ordinary love of mortal beings is limited and that it ends with death. Rather, it is through love that we perceive the immortality of the soul, for it reveals that eternity is conceivable to the human mind when it is filled with love. It is because we know that we can love another forever that we know that we are the children of God. And then we have Pain, archived emails by a corrupted username. I don't have much time left. I never thought it would end this way. I never thought I would die alone, sitting around in my apartment, wondering if things would have gone differently if we'd gotten that stupid grant. Mostly though, I just wonder why we're not together. I still don't understand. I don't know why you had so much pain inside you. I don't know why you let it infect everything we had. I don't know why you couldn't see my love for you, why you twisted everything I said. I was angry and disappointed for so long, but now I just wish I could have found some way to make that pain go away. I would give anything for that. I wish you were here. Vastness. Right. I mean, like getting that out seems like a solid first step, maybe. We probably don't want it in here. But now I don't know. I've not looked at the rest of the lever. Don't know how this opens. From there, I guess. Sure, we can do that. I mean, I don't need this anymore, but maybe I do. Who knows? Right. It could be blue. That's all I need? Oh, well, I can't really shut you off, I guess. Because like if I do this, obviously this doesn't work. So we need to hit something left of this. I can't really aim at anything from here. And I can't. What can I aim at? Oh, I can't just aim at this. Even though I can't see it. It's still there. And I don't need to actually hit it, I just need to hit the laser on the way. Alright.
With that focus on the self, also came an enormous and increasingly overwhelming fear of death. The pleasure of existence seemed almost erased by the possibility of its ending. If it was possible not to be, if the self had an ending, even in the distant future, then how could anything have meaning? I spent far too much time imagining that last moment, the moment just before I stopped existing. How could I possibly face that?
I don't want to translate this. Why? Why? Anyway, let's see. Can I get this like scanned? I don't think I can. don't think it's getting any text here, did it? Why would it not do that though? Well, maybe it actually did. I don't know. Let's see again here. Can't really angle this right. I'm trying. Five, 4, 6, 8, 6, 5. I mean, this looks pretty close. 6, 8, 2. There's an E at the end. It missed. Does it have those two C's? It does. Well, that's pretty good then. What do I use to translate this? Hexatext? That doesn't sound like the website I used. Let's see. No. I hate websites. ASCII to text. That's what I need. There you go. Stupid ads. That was a really bad translator there. ASCII hacks to text. Come on, there's gotta be. This is the one. Google is getting worse and worse. I swear. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. Very good. Took forever because I didn't have the right website, but there we go.
If you get stuck, I've inserted some code that might help you bypass a few puzzles. It's not the most elegant work I've ever done, but it'll do the job.
Sure. Looks really happy. Which puzzle is this actually? Is this the one, the long one, right? Yeah, okay. Sure. Any other paths here? I don't see any. Let's say it's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, I see. You don't want me to parkour around here? Doesn't feel like you do. But I kind of want to. Oh, look at things. There's a frame down there. Another QR code over there. Oh, nice. Very lush and chunky up here. I like it. Any QR codes? No. Chain. I'll never break the chain. Anyway, we have... I have no idea what we have. Now I have some idea of what we have. That's crazy looking. That is wild. Alright. So what we need is this to turn on, and this is turned off because of this thing. So we need these to turn blue. How do we get that done though? If we just aim it here. I can't even aim at these because these are behind the glass thing. I can only aim at these. But if I do this, then why does it go here? Why does it go too past this? Now it's there? I don't know how that works exactly. I'd like to understand that though. What exactly is happening here? Because this just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. It's all connected. That's why they are turned red and they are connected to their corresponding things. And then if I put this here, why does it go 3 beyond? Why not 1 or 2 or 4? Can I understand that? Is that just a thing? That's just a thing that is? Like, yeah, here red and blue meet, but why here? Why not like here? I don't know.
Looking back, it's embarrassing how solipsistic I became. I really thought that I could construct my identity without any reference to the outside world. Like I could just will myself into existence. But it just didn't work. And it made me miserable. Everything felt hollow and meaningless.
Yeah.
Overshadowed by the idea of death. There was something I wasn't seeing. Something I needed, but I couldn't figure out what it was.
Well, I have an idea. Never surrender the idea that you could become more than you are now. There's always another chance to grow, says Nephthys 108. And that is true. That is true. Because if nothing else, you know, you always have the chance to just eat too much dessert and grow physically. No, but there's always room to grow in various different ways. Equilibrium. Okay, we have blue and red source, we have blue and red accumulated here, but we can obviously change that. I think actually. I don't know how this works anymore. We can like put them down with like a right click or something to discharge them, I don't remember, but something like that. And over here we have a connected line that goes to both red and to blue here. And I don't know how that's gonna work, because I don't understand. But that's okay, that's okay. Yeah, we can discharge it, right? If I just do this. All of these turn red, I see. That makes sense. And now if I do this, then it's gonna be how many are gonna turn blue? 1 too many. Why is it there? Is it just like a physical distance thing? Is this just a halfway point and that's why? Maybe. Just a halfway point between the sources and that's where they meet. That makes mathematical sense, I suppose. But how do I change that then? Because obviously I can't laser through here. Because I can't even aim through this gas thing. So if I just increase the distance on this, is this enough to already change things? Yes. But not enough. So is it the amount of connections? 2, 1, 2, 3. So this goes to 1, 2, 3, and you go to 1, 2, 3 now. Yes, and that's okay. Sure. We just need to add another one in the air. That feels weird still, but we're learning. I think I need another one like that though.
Everything changed when we started spending more time with each other.
Yeah.
Do you remember that night when we found the old library in the Dead City? It was just after the stampede and we were all a bit shaken up. Byron read to us from one of the books, and later you and I started arguing about one of the poems. And your perspective was so different and interesting, and I just kept wanting to hear more.
Press 7, because this is 8. Something has gone wrong. We are fragmented. This is incorrect. Oriel 4, okay. What's going on back here? A 404 door? How do we open that? Man, this looks so good. I do love this game. I do. Verse 7 though. I wish to see more of the world's beauty, but there's something limited about this place. It is not enough. This is 7. Well, yeah, if we would have gone to 8, we would have seen it. Our system's compromised again. Everyday Sublime. The Everyday Sublime by A.D. Markham. Love must matter to the philosopher because it is at its core the one undisputed presence of the sublime in our lives. Even when it is failed love, unrequited love, or entirely imagined love, it is like a vast monolith, towering over us, humbling, uplifting, frightening. Those who deny its presence can be safely disregarded as fools. They know it is there. They are simply afraid. But equally, the philosopher must consider that in the great matters of history, love matters not one jot. The Nazarene commanded his followers to love their enemies, but they did not, and wrote 1,000 books of excuses for this failure. Therein is revealed the purpose of the human struggle. Confessions by Penelope Heliopoulou. Who knows where the emphasis should be. To me, the idea that my soul, my essence, could fall in love with another being and then maintain that love unblemished for eternity seems utterly impossible. My experience of love has been catastrophe, embarrassment, and disappointment. But this is precisely why I refuse to surrender, why I choose to believe against all precedent that I will find the one for me, and that our love will last forever. You can laugh at this absurd and contradictory belief, but it will not waver. Faith is not a matter of the past, of miracles witnessed, and saints observed. but of the future that ought to be written. And in the Pickering manuscript by William Blake, seek love in the pity of others' woe, in the gentle relief of another's care, in the darkness of night and the winter's snow, in the naked and outcast, seek love there. Domino effect. Alright, let's flip this again. What? It looks kind of messy. So we do red, and then can we even hit this? I have to like aim through this gap or whatever. That's kind of crazy. And then I need like blue. Well, there's no middle here really. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's where we meet. That makes sense. That does make sense. And then we need red again. I guess I'll have to take that from here, sure. And then we'll go... If I go here... I can't. I need to see it. That is wrong, okay. But it's still wrong, because then the middle is here. I just can't see the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we meet on that one. That doesn't work. But then how does this one? How do I set up the last one there? Can I even do that? Because then this has to be here to be able to do this one. But then can I turn these ones blue even? I mean, I guess I can, but I don't know. One. So yeah, that's off. But if I do it here, and this is also off. Oh, but here is just gonna be meeting here, right? Yeah, and then it doesn't matter for the rest of it. I see. I can't. I need to always try these, I think. But yeah, the middle is in between the two. Then it's fine. Yes, yes. Could have seen that. Should have seen that.
I never really understood the appeal of philosophers who tell us that everything is one. If everything is just a reflection of yourself, an endless hall of mirrors, there's nothing to connect with. And what I realized through our conversations is that everything beautiful happens in that space of connection between one person and another, and between people and the world. That gap between us is necessary, because without it, without separation, there can be no transcendence.
But we are still also. I mean, like I think the way in which we are one is in the way that we are connected. So like you know, I don't think there's a contradiction there really. Anyway, right, I can't hit that. I need to hit this in order to get those two to get this, but then obviously we don't want those. And for that we need what? If we do this, then we are one shy. There's an issue because I can't hit anything else here, I'm pretty sure. It's not gonna let me hit this one, no. And I can't hit through this. So what I need is this to be longer by 1, maybe. Come on. Yes.
Once I understood that meaning comes from the interaction of the self with the world, I found it easier to be patient, to be kind. I reminded myself that other people are just like me, and nobody really knows exactly what they're doing. And the more I allowed myself to open up, the more interesting and complex our interactions became, and the more meaningful.
We have roughly 50% of Sarabai's personality matrix reconstructed.
Who'd have thought that 1K would have made such a good necromancer?
I would have thought that. Absolutely. Why can I be up here? Because I couldn't get out anywhere else. It feels like there's gotta be a way to do things here. You read this one? Don't remember now. If that's the one we looked at. Yes. Yes, it is. Could we have gone anywhere from up there? Maybe. We'll remember that level 8 has a way up. It doesn't really go anywhere. We can get like on these maybe, but then we're definitely stuck at that point, so. Anyway, I guess that's it for today, for our first episode of the first of the 3 parts of the DLC. This one is called Orpheus something. What's this one called? It's not Orpheus Ascending, is it? That's what's in my brain though. Isles of something, into the abyss. It might be Orpheus Ascending, I don't know. Let's say it is. It's Orpheus something. It must be Ascending though, because it was like the whole intro sequence, like we're like, you know, we're making it, right? We're completing the ascent out of the underworld. Yeah, I'll just stick with that. Orpheus Ascending. Isle of something. Something M maybe? And then Into the Abyss is the one I actually remember. So that's good. That is good. Nice. First of that completed. And yeah, we'll do 9, 10, 11, 12, and then maybe 13, 14, 15, 16 next time. I'm gonna be conservative and say we'll do 9, 10, 11, 12. For sure. And then maybe, maybe more. But, I should probably go grab that frame. I thought it was from down here, but it's actually from up there. Let's do that before we end it. Before we keep ascending out of the underworld next time. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.